Hey guys, what is going on? And welcome to the Friday Monday recap. It's not really Friday, but you guys know the deal. Sometimes this gets a little knocked off center. The reason being, this week was a great week for the channel, and things were going on because we finally launched. I don't say finally because we did it exactly when we said we were going to do it, but the first episode of Shooting Stars Live went off with pretty much a hitch. There was a lot that went into it, and Mathis really did a great job being the first guest, and you couldn't ask more from a first person on your show than Mathis. He did such a great job, and the interview's great. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's going to be posted on the channel later tonight, so you get a chance to catch up on that. Really, really pleased with how it went. I'll give you guys a little backstory. So it's been planned out for a long time, and then Monday and Tuesday of this week, I spent nothing. All extra time that I had, I spent getting ready for the show. So I pre-recorded everything for the channel this week over the weekend. I think I might have recorded 1 or 2 episodes of Punch Club because I knew this was going to be a little daunting. So I set up a new mixer, had to buy all this new equipment, had to set it all up. There's some hurdles we had to overcome there. There were a lot of problems, but I gave ourselves enough time so when a problem popped up, we could figure it out. It wasn't panic mode. As of right now, I'm looking at 2 webcams because that was a solution to another problem. But throughout Monday, just things kept popping up. Like a webcam would show up on Skype and it wouldn't show up on the show. So you got to figure that out. There were all things like that just kept popping up. And at no point, because, it was getting closer and closer to start time, which is Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And at no point did I panic. It was just like, all right, here's another problem. We're going to take it on. We're going to figure it out. We'll find a way, and pressed on it. And so it went pretty well. The only... I got a lot of great feedback from people in the chat. A lot of people reached out on Twitter, said they really enjoyed it. The only 2 things I would change is it went a little longer than I thought. I think the show was, probably about 70% longer than I had planned. But at the same time, I was trying to get a feel. I didn't want to cut Mathis off because he was sharing really great stories and really great insight. But I think I'm going to do a little tweaking to the format of the show just to make sure we want to keep it within the 2 hour to 2 hour and 15-minute range for everything. So that was really good. It was kind of like a weight off my shoulders because I've wanted to do it for so long, and now all the heavy lifting is done in terms of the production side and things that are set up. We're gonna have to do some tweaking, but really it's all set up from here on out, and now it's just a matter of bringing the different guests on every week. And I'm really excited about our next guest. Which, just in case you guys don't know, the show is going to be Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Gheesling. I'm going to make the announcement for our next guest on Monday, so keep an eye out on the channel here. I'll announce it here first on YouTube. And I'm really excited because I just think it's going to be a really good interview, much like the one with Mathis. So I'm really, really, really excited. It's going to be different than the one with Mathis, because Mathis is a good friend of mine. So it was just kind of like 2 guys, just hanging out. Not that this next one's not going to be like that, but it's just a different relationship. But I'm really excited about it. But I will be announcing that on Monday. So outside of that, what else has been doing good? I'm glad to see that people have really enjoyed Punch Club. Punch Club, if you guys haven't seen it, it's a really cool simulation game where you manage the life and career of a fighter. I was going to say boxer, but it's not just a boxer. It's a fighter. And, it's something I really, really, really enjoy playing. So I'm glad that it got a good response because, I've learned that, I've got to continue to mix things up, not only for the channel success, but also to stay, excited about things, and that's where sometimes, a really, really long-running series like Fallout 4, which I really enjoy playing, there's times when it's like you want to play other games too. So it's just a matter of, for me, continuing to tweak the schedule and putting episodes out, but still being able to play new games like Punch Club and which leads me to the next game that I want to start playing a lot more on the channel. But I'm holding off until I get one more piece of equipment for my home office because there was a comment on the Star Citizen First Look At, which is done very, very well. Thanks to everyone that, I think there's 1 or 2 people that had shared the video on Reddit. I really appreciate that. It really helped bring some new people to the channel. And more importantly, it brought some new criticism to the channel, one of which is probably something I wouldn't have picked up right away, but at home. So this is a really high quality mic that I use at my office. This one's a Heil PR40. It's a podcasting mic. It's really, it's a high end one. I bought this, a few years ago when I had to do some audiobook recording. That's like a very expensive mic, and so it's here at the office. And at home, I have a pretty good mic. It's a USB mic. It doesn't go into a mixer, but it's pretty good. It's a Blue Yeti. The difference is I don't have one here. It's never really been a problem, but I don't have a pop filter at home. So like if I talk right here and I say a P, you can hear that pop because I just use this mic in a different way and probably not the way that it should be, because when you say P, see how it pops? That's how it, and the Blue Yeti, so when I do game recordings at home, that happens all the time, and I really wasn't aware of it until someone had mentioned in the Star Citizen first look at, said, hey, I mean, I think you made a joke about it, but I really, really appreciate it because it's going to help the quality of the channel, and so I'm waiting for that. I ordered the Blue Yeti pop filter because I'm probably going to use, just to bore you guys with details, I'm probably going to use my old mixer eventually, bring it home, and then get another, XLR mic. But until then, I don't want to do another Star Citizen video until I correct that, because from my general, I don't want to say stereotyping, but the people that are going to watch the Star Citizen video, or the new people are generally more sensitive. I don't say sensitive, or more in tune with things like that. Not that people aren't in tune with them that watch other videos, but I just feel like it's a highly, what I know about the people that play Star Citizen, myself included, is they're very particular about how things are. And I can respect that. And as a result of that, I've been dying to create more videos for Star Citizen, but I'm like, you know what? You got to wait until everything's right. And that's typically the antithesis of how I approach things. If there's something I know that I need to do that's the right thing to do, I just do it and deal with the problems after, especially when it comes to the channel. But in this case, I feel like this is the right move. I just want it to be that level of quality to be up there, and I think that'll help. So I'm excited. I think that gets in on Saturday. It's delivered to the house, so I'm excited about that. Outside of that, next week, starting Thursday, I'm going to be in San Antonio for PAX South, and really excited about that because, from my understanding, PAX South is a little different than East and Prime in that it's a little more chill and a little more, I don't want to say intimate, but intimate and smaller. So it'll be cool. I'm excited to experience that, and also San Antonio is a fun little town. I'd been there before. Actually, I don't know what year, early 2000s for a bowl game when I was coaching at Michigan State, and it's a cool town with the river walk and everything. But I'm just excited to go and hang out with people with similar interests. And you get to hang out with Mathis. I think we're going to play some Magic. I'm going to beat him. I promise you this. And so that'll be good. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I'll be there Thursday to Sunday. I'm not going to be at PAX on Sunday. I leave early morning Sunday. So if you're around, or if you're planning on going to PAX, let me know in the comments below, or shoot me a tweet. I'll be around. Come say what's up. I'll be on the show floor pretty much most of the time. So outside of that, the other thing I've been meaning to do is every probably 2 or 3 weeks, I go to my local comic store and I pick up my file. I've told you guys before, I didn't start getting into reading comics, and I really don't read a ton, but the ones I do, I really like. I don't go and read 20 comics at a time, but I started reading them because of The Walking Dead. I'm like, wow, comics aren't what I thought they were when I used to read them as a kid. I used to read Defenders of Dynatron City as a kid, and they're very highly, it was different, the quality, everything's changed, and I really like the more realistic comics. You guys have heard me talk about this before, but anyways, I've been meaning to show you guys what I've been reading lately because I want to recommend them to you because it's been very good, and I've been enjoying them. So the first one, this one, I should do them in order. So I haven't read this yet, so please don't post any spoilers in the comments because I check the comments a lot. So Walking Dead 150, let me cover that up so there's not a spoiler for you guys that you guys won't know. If you don't read the comics, you won't know. So I'm really excited to read Walking Dead 150. It closes out a big portion of the story. I'm really excited to read that. Haven't read any of these yet, but Walking Dead, I've really enjoyed that series. The second one, this one's kind of not for the kids, but I'll show you guys anyways. The other one I don't have because they're on hiatus right now is probably my second favorite. It's called Manifest Destiny. A new one of those didn't come out. I've also been reading Saga, which is good. It's definitely bizarre and not for the kids. There's some stuff in it that's that's graphic in nature, and I'm not talking in a violent way, but it's cool. It's just very different. This is a new one that I just started reading. This is issue 3. This is called Huck, and you can kind of see this dude here. So that's Huck, and essentially he's got superpowers, but it's not a superpowery type comic. Like, he just goes and helps people. People ask him for the most random stuff, and he goes and does it. That's kind of the general story without giving anything away. I don't know. This one is messed up. It's hard to show you guys. Another one that I've been reading, which this is on the fence, so I'm not fully committed to this yet. But I've read episodes 1 and 2 of Paper Girls. It's set in the 80s, so that's why it's hanging on for right now. And I prefer Image Comics. I think I'm pretty biased. But these are all Image Comics except for one, which I haven't showed you yet. But Paper Girls is about this group of girls that essentially find something interesting. But it's set in the 80s, so I'm going to give 3 and 4 a shot, and then after that, I'll either remove them from my list or keep it on. Another one that's kind of cool, this is like a really bizarre cover, but I think it's cool, but it may scare some people, especially younger kids. But this is called Spread. It's about this entity that just kind of spreads and overcomes things. It's really kind of cool. The art style, and it's really, really cool. And the main character in the story's name is No. So that's pretty impressive. The other stretch that I've had, and this is the other one on the fence. Spread is not on the fence. So Paper Girls is on the fence. And then I just picked up 3 weeks ago, I don't have it here with me, but the Vader trade. And essentially what it is, it's the trade, so 6 issues of Marvel Comics on Vader. I think it's what happens after episode 4. I believe that's when it takes place. So after episode 4 and before the Empire Strikes Back, I'm pretty sure. But it gives you like a little look into like kind of what Vader does in between that time, which part of me is like, it's like, it's kind of, I don't want to say ruining it, but it's kind of like, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's like it's opening something that shouldn't be opened in a way. For someone who's just a fan of the movies, and I haven't watched the movies a ton purposely in my life because I like to watch them like fresh. So I may watch them like once a year or once every other year. So it's just different. Vader's such an interesting character that I decided, all right, I'll give it a shot. And right now I'm on the fence about it because there's this character in there. It's kind of weird and kind of makes it. It's also weird to see Vader with Attack of the Clone droids in it. But if you're interested in Star Wars, I definitely would recommend checking it out. So there's that Vader storyline going on, and then there's the same storyline going on at the same time. Okay, so this is after New Hope. So this takes place at the same time when Vader's story continues. So this is what happens to these individuals that you guys are familiar with right after A New Hope. I haven't read this yet. I just picked this up, and this is going to be the deciding factor after I read this, whether or not I continue with Star Wars. So I just been meaning to share that with you guys because I think they're cool, and I normally would have never read comics if it weren't for The Walking Dead. And I really enjoy them, especially branching out to those other Image comics. I'm really biased towards Image comics because that's really what got me into it, and I like that they're more realistic, more so than like Marvel superheroes type stuff, because I'm really not into that stuff. But outside of that, let's go ahead and get in the channel numbers for the week. Last week we had 24.5 thousand views. This week we're up to 29, so that 29,000, so that went up. That was good. Last week we had 995 likes. This week we went up to 1,270 likes. Those went up, so that was good. Last week we had 280 comments. This week we had 341. That went up. That was good. And last week we broke our streak. So the past 2 weeks we've had 117 subscribers on the dot in a row. This week we went up to 141. So if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. We try to do one of these vlogs once a week at some point. Maybe I'll do like a live, not like a live vlog, but like a phone vlog in San Antonio. That could be fun. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the commenter of the week. And this comment, it really, I read every comment. Whether it's someone saying, hey, Dan, you need a pop filter in kind of a snarky way, but I appreciate the feedback nonetheless, where there are people saying, hey, where's Fallout 4? Hey, you skipped this. Hey, you missed this magazine. I read every single comment. And this one in particular was one that I just kind of hit me and was like, I guess sometimes I don't think of it that way, but this is from Rhino Bones. And he's talking about the Fallout 4 series. And he says, Dan, 76 episodes in, and my son is still just as enthusiastic about watching your Fallout 4 videos as I am. We appreciate your work, and I appreciate your PG commentary. Thanks for what you do. And to me, this is like a comment that I'll definitely always remember because it's a reminder to me why I do what I do. It's fun. I have a lot of fun with it. But to think that, like, a father and son are watching that, and the father knows that I'm not gonna drop f-bombs and stuff like that, and just know that it's safe for like him and his son to watch. Definitely a mature game, but without anything like, I don't want to say inappropriate because it's just based on the audience. But for me, that's just how I am. When I play games, that's how how I think of things. That I'm generally in that nature. But Rhino, that really meant a lot, man. And I really appreciate it. And it, sometimes it just reading something like that just kind of, it just meant a lot. And then, I even shared that. Because my wife, she knows what I do, and she's extremely supportive. But that's one of those comments where it's like, hey, check this out. It's really cool, and I just really appreciate you sharing that. It's cool to know that there's, you guys really enjoy this, and then some of you guys even share it, with, if you have a son or daughter or whatever. That's just, I don't know, it's just cool. So I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate all the support from you guys. Launching Shooting Stars this past week, it's, something I didn't know how it was going to go. I was very hopeful, but you try to execute and do the best you can, and it's just been good. It's this 2016 has been great so far with the channel. We crossed, I believe I got a notification right when it happened. This is another, like, I get the comment notifications on my phone. I don't turn them off. I got a notification right when we crossed 19,000 subscribers. I believe it was from Kent Qualies, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I mean, thank you guys. In the Shooting Stars Live interview with Mathis, he really said the way he treats his channel, the way he views his channel is, he's like playing a game with friends on the couch just hanging out. They just happen not to be there. And that really, resonated with me because that's how I've always approached things. I just have never thought about them that way. But yeah, I'm excited for you guys to continue to hang out and enjoy these games as we go through. But anyways, thank you guys so much for the continued support. And let me know in the comments, I guess the comment question of the week is, if you're going to PAX South, let me know in the comments below. And let me know what you're most looking forward to seeing at PAX South. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. Man, that comment, it's kind of little emo. It got me a little emo. But anyways, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next week.